2024 has been an awesome year on this channel. From tone shootouts to Quad Cortex breakthroughs, we've covered a lot of ground. As this year comes to a close, I thought it would be fun to revisit some of those top aha moments and just all around good times from the year. So whether you're a new watcher or a longtime subscriber, thank you so much for making this year great and for being a part of the journey. Do Les Pauls sound any different than SGs? We put it to the test and the results may actually surprise you. Can you hear a difference? Let me know in the comments below. The Quad Cortex became my go-to rig this year, and while there's a ton of different tips and tricks for it on this channel, my #1 game-changing tip is what the Quad Cortex calls presets is actually pretty misleading. A preset to me is just a singular sound or tone, so following that logic, every time you need another sound or tone, you would need another preset. So as you can probably guess, the first time I made presets on the Quad Cortex, I was a little disappointed because I had all these individual presets for a song and I was scrolling between them and there was a gap in the audio. And getting back and forth between different presets in general was pretty clunky. Then I realized the truth. What the Quad Cortex calls presets aren't actually presets at all. They're individual rigs. This changed everything. Now I wasn't trying to create an individual sound for a song with each preset, but rather a custom pedal board and amp rig that would cover all of the sounds I need for a song. Then I would use what the Quad Cortex calls scenes to be my presets, or the individual sounds I need for the different segments of the song. Basically, a preset is your rig and the scenes are your preset. If you're gonna take the time to dial in just one thing on your rig, make it your amp. Here's my process for dialing in that perfect edge of breakup tone. The amp is the foundation of our tone. While there are definitely amps known for their clean sounds like Vox and Fender, you don't have to go with one of those in order to get a great clean tone. The keys here are enough clarity in the high end so that we cut through a mix without being harsh, enough low end so that we get a nice warm full guitar tone without being too muddy, and the big secret, a little bit of dirt. So let's see what we're working with here. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna go real quick and flip through these modes. Okay, what's normal? And then thicker one more time. I kind of like this middle one here, so I'm gonna roll with that. I think EQ's not too bad. I want a little more gain, so I'm trying to get a little more edge of breakup sound. Here we go. Wow, so that's way too much for me. That's not bad. Lately I've been running with a little more gain, so maybe that's okay. I wonder if I would like a little more treble though. And what is mid, since that's really scooped? I'm not sure that I particularly liked it one way or the other. Yeah, I'll probably go back. It's really sensitive right there, isn't it? Turn his presence down. What does that do? Oh, okay, that's nice. So maybe just a little more. And if I turn this master down a little. It just needs just a little more brightness for that low end. There's something just a touch too muddy for me there. Okay. I wonder if now that we kind of got the EQ in a good spot, if we can afford just a little more gain. Go to the middle. I think just about every guitarist will use an overdrive pedal at some point in their life. So here's my top tip to get the most out of your overdrive. Gain staging is just a fancy term for volume adjustments. Now our goal with gain staging is to make sure that our guitar signal isn't clipping at any of the individual points in our signal path. Unless of course we're trying to do that stylistically. Now you may be thinking, volume? That's the big secret? Lame. I know it's not exciting, but the thing with gain staging is if you do it correctly, you'll not only sound more professional, but you'll be able to maximize the tones you get out of your overdrive. Here's what you're gonna do. Grab your pedal, open up a DAW, and get your guitar chain outputting into it. If you don't have a DAW, you'll just have to use your ears. Now with the pedal bypass, let's strum a couple chords with the volume all the way up on our guitar to get a level. Alright, so our clean or bass guitar tone is hitting the meter at about -9-ish dB. So now let's turn on our pedal and see where we hit. We're actually quite a bit quieter. So we're gonna adjust our volume knob on the pedal so that whether the pedal is on or off, we're hitting at the same level. We do this because we want our clean and dirty tones to be at an equal or at least similar volume level, so that way the front of house engineer isn't chasing the volume of our guitar all night long. You might be thinking, isn't that his job? Well, yeah, it is his job to set the gains, but if your gains are all over the place, then it kind of makes it hard for him to do a good job. So let's do our part and get our gain staging leveled out so the engineer can spend more time making everything sound as good as it can, instead of trying to fix the problems we have with our volume. So we're gonna go up quite a bit here. Let's see, I'm gonna all the way to 9. Here we go. All right, that is too far. How about 7? Yeah, that's pretty close. Probably maybe 6 is perfect. No, it's not. So that seems pretty good. Here it is, bypass. And pedal on. So we're definitely metering about the same. It feels a little bit bigger, so just for the ear test, I'm gonna drop it just a touch, and we'll call that good for now. We'll fine tune, adjust it later. Now, some of you may want a little more volume because maybe you're using your overdrive pedal as a little bit of a boost, or maybe even when I take a big lead, I turn this one on. In that case, you'll want to set your volume so that you're metering just a little bit hotter than your clean signal is. Don't overdo it, a little bit can go a long way. And if you get the opportunity, definitely try it out in rehearsal and ask the front of house engineer if you're cutting through enough in the mix. They'll let you know if it needs to go up or down.
Is that not loud? Can you do it down?
Delay pedals are magic, but knowing when to use quarter notes, dotted eighths, and eighth note repeats can get a little bit confusing. Here's my guide to the basics. Eighth notes are great for adding texture to your playing. It can really increase that perception of width and space without muddying up your tone. It can be a solid option for both leads and solos. Quarter notes are a great standby for most things. Can add sustain, hypnotic quality, and depending on how you have it set, it can give you all the benefits of delay without giving you that whole galloping guitar sound. Dotted eighth delays are the secret to getting that U2 sound. This is how you get that whole galloping rhythmic echo feel. And at slower tempos, it can fill the space in a really beautiful way. I'm super into 80s new wave. The guitar parts and the tones are just so good. While there were a lot of great jams on the channel this year, or at least what I thought were great jams, this one was my favorite. The vibe for me, but I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what your favorite jam from the channel was this year. I hope you guys are enjoying the little bits of humor on this channel. I know I definitely have a lot of fun leaving some of that stuff in. Here are a few of my favorite moments from the year.
Yeah, they actually sound good, bro. I'm surprised. No, I'm just kidding.
That was bad. Is that a Helix? Who cares? As you can probably tell, I got a new tube amp. I've got my Quad Cortex updating over here, so as soon as it's ready, we'll dive in. And it's still updating. So, how was your Thanksgiving? Oh, it's done. I guess this is as good as it's gonna sound. I guess this is as good as it's gonna sound. I guess this is as good as it.
By my worship, please. Oh, cut. By my worship. Actually, it's not even mine. Buy Justin's presets, and you will be blessed.
Who's providing the blessing?
The Lord.
Okay, I don't think that's part of the deal, but I hope you will be blessed with tone.
Amen. If
you want to go more in depth on any of these topics, the full-length videos are on this channel. Otherwise, I just wanted to say thank you again for being a part of this community and making this year on YouTube so much fun. As we head into 2025, I've been thinking a lot about my relationship with music and the guitar, and I just know that this year is going to be a year of a lot of big changes for me, but I think they're going to end up being good things. I'll get more into that in a video next week, so be sure to stay tuned. Otherwise, leave a like on the video before you head out and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you in 2025.